it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Florida, Jeanette Nunez. Jeanette is a Miami native, and she is of Cuban parents, so she is a Latina like many of us here in this room. And Jeanette served in the Florida House of Representatives for 8 years, and in her last 2 years, she served as Speaker Pro Tem for the Florida House. Last year, she was the running mate for who is now Governor Ron DeSantis, and thankfully we have Governor Ron DeSantis in the executive branch of our state government. I would have the honor again of introducing our Lieutenant Governor, Jeanette Nunez, to the stage. Please come up.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, I want to thank Anna Maria for that kind introduction. She is by far, and Teresa said it, the most outstanding candidate for State Senate District 39. And I say that not only because she's a dear friend, not only because she's an excellent state representative, but because I live in that district and I absolutely want Anna Maria representing my interests in Tallahassee. It is indeed a great honor for me to be here to welcome you to the Miami Realtors 25th Anniversary Miami Global Real Estate Congress. I'm honored to be here, and I want to thank the Miami Realtors for inviting me. Teresa, I don't see where you are, but there you are. Thank you so very much. And I would say, based on the quality and the caliber of the speakers and the delegates that are here who hail from dozens of countries throughout the world, I'm excited to be here to kick off what I'm sure is going to be an amazing couple of days. And because of Miami's strategic location, and you heard Mayor Suarez talk about that, and he said he was going to deliver great news, but I'm also going to deliver great news. I can tell you that Governor DeSantis and I are committed to continuing our focus on diversifying and empowering all areas of our state. From the perspective of South Florida as a Miami native, and truly all of Florida's appeal as a gateway both nationally and internationally, I look forward to sharing with you a few insights about our bold vision for a brighter future here in the Sunshine State. As you all know all too well, the housing market is a major driver of the U.S. economy. According to a recent report from the National Association of Realtors, Florida's real estate industry contributed over $227 billion to the state's economy in 2018. Now that's quite a bit of chump change, if I would say so myself. And with that sprawling real estate industry, sales on single-family homes, condos, and townhomes, they continue to expand our already prosperous economy. But the importance of the real estate market has far-reaching implications, creating positive revenue streams and further adding to our economic vitality of our great Sunshine State. And I'm proud that Florida's unique geographic location positions us to be global leaders. Florida is host to regional and hemispheric headquarters of companies from around the world. We're a vibrant international banking and financial services center, and we're a diplomatic hub with over 85 consulates located in Florida. And I've had the privilege of meeting many throughout my time in office, and I know I had the opportunity to meet a few here today. And foreign-owned companies employed over 350,000 Floridians, the fourth highest in the nation and #1 in the Southeast. Florida has a GDP of over $1 trillion that would rank us as the world's 17th largest economy. Florida ranks #8 in the nation in state origin exports, reaching $55 billion in 2017. Florida has one of the most extensive multimodal transportation systems featuring international airports, deep water shipping ports, extensive highways and rail networks, and multiple hubs that allow for high-speed data transmission from around the U.S. to Europe, Latin America, and Africa. Approximately $153 billion flowed through Florida's airports and seaports in 2018. And as part of Governor DeSantis' bold vision for a bright future for Florida, he is focused on a critical issue, that of our environment. And I know that the Miami Realtors, the Florida Realtors, and the National Realtors have been a consistently strong voice and champions for water quality and the environment. And I want to thank them for their efforts in this endeavor. Just this year, we were able to secure over $625 million in our first session for things for Everglades restoration, water quality, and making sure that we're protecting our lakes and our springs. The governor created the Blue-Green Algae Task Force. He appointed the first chief science officer, as well as the first chief resiliency officer. And we understand that there are significant federal funds that are available for resiliency projects, including over $600 million from HUD's Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Mitigation Program, as well as over $500 million from FEMA's Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. In addition, the governor successfully lobbied President Trump to increase his request from what was originally $67 million to $200 million for South Florida's ecosystem restoration. All of these exciting achievements and investments in our environment are a testament to the governor's commitment and a testament to the realtors' commitment to make sure that we're focusing on the critical natural resources that are indeed Florida's future. And just as the governor and I are focused on our environment, we're also focused on continued growth in the economy. Florida has quite a success story on the economic front, and you heard a lot of good news from Mayor Francis Suarez as it relates to the city of Miami, but I can tell you that Florida is indeed becoming the envy of the nation. And this is a result of policies implemented, common sense policies implemented. Florida being a low tax, no income tax state that has consistently eliminated burdensome regulations and addressed tort reform issues in a manner that is beneficial to consumers and homeowners alike. And I can tell you across the board, our state has cut taxes almost 100 times since 2011, eliminated thousands of job-killing regulations, all the while paying down $10 billion of Florida's debt. And Governor DeSantis and I continue to build on these successes with a keen eye on Florida's future. Our labor force continues to grow, with over 154,000 entering the labor force at an annual growth rate of 1.5%. Over the past year, 215,000 new private sector jobs were created. Our unemployment rate is at an all-time low, 3.2%, and for many demographics, for Hispanics, for women, for African Americans, you're seeing record lows. And that's really a testament, again, to the common sense policies implemented by Governor DeSantis and those that came before him. Our consumer confidence is at an all-time high at 97.2. And on the tourism front, the latest numbers show that Florida welcomed over 126 million tourists in 2018, a record for the 8th straight year in a row. That's impressive. And that's why, yes. And that's why we continue to make sure that Visit Florida, our official tourism and marketing corporation and Florida's approved source for travel planning to visitors across the globe, continues to grow and continues to empower tourists that come to Florida. And Governor DeSantis and I are also committed to prioritizing affordable and sustainable housing options, advocating for the full funding of the Sadowski Housing Trust Fund for a total of $338 million. And that's something that Governor DeSantis is committed to. Just last week, we had the opportunity to participate in an event with J.P. Morgan Chase, which they announced an initiative that's investing $5 million over 3 years to the South Florida community to expand housing options. And I'll tell you, we're also focused on working with our partners at Enterprise Florida to include opportunity zone information in their materials and strategy for business recruitment, resulting in EFI updating and relaunching their Find It Florida commercial property search tool to incorporate the location of opportunity zones. And Governor DeSantis and I firmly believe that education is integrally linked with our economy. And that's why we created the Talent Development Council to develop a coordinated, data-driven statewide approach to meeting Florida's needs for a 21st century labor force. And as a matter of fact, just recently, U.S. News and World Report ranked Florida's higher ed system, our state university system, as #1 in the country. And this is strategic investments that have been made in terms of performance funding for our universities. And in fact, many of our universities, along with some of our private university partners, offer real estate degrees, with several of them ranking among the top 20 in the country. And that includes my alma mater, Florida International University, the University of Miami, which Apparently they had a good weekend this weekend, and the University of Florida. There's at least one cane here, so I'm glad. And I'll tell you, I'm very proud. Every time I have the opportunity to tout my alma mater, I will tell you Florida International University was recognized as having the highest bar passage rate in the entire state. There are some Panthers here as well. And also graduating the highest number of Hispanic students in the entire country. And so I also believe Governor DeSantis and I are focused on STEM-related programs, and having set a goal to be #1 in career and technical education by 2030, we are gradually working our way to make sure we are the best in career and technical, with a focus and a concentration in engineering, aerospace, and cybersecurity. Just recently, the governor appointed me chair of cybersecurity as well as chair of Space Florida, and I can tell you we're working diligently to ensure the next generation of space industry businesses are firmly rooted in our state. And if you haven't been to the Space Coast lately, I would encourage that you pay a visit. The investments in the commercial sector over there are booming. So I will tell you that we're very excited to be a part of this today. I firmly believe that what you all do for our community, making sure that individuals have access to housing, making sure that businesses can grow and thrive, is critical to the future of our state. So thank you for being a partner. Thank you for joining us in this journey. May God bless you, and may you have a wonderful Congress.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. We are